How's it, everybody? And welcome to another edition of the NFT show. Freestyle Fridays. Freestyle Fridays. Unfortunately, Morland is not able to join us tonight, but he'll be back next Friday. So, what have we got going on here, guys? Well, interesting time in the market for sure. We have a look here. OpenSea volume for today so far 73 million. A lot of it made up from beans. Beans revealed yesterday. We'll jump a little bit more into that. Yesterday we were sitting at 168. But we're finding that a lot of this volume is being maybe 5 collections. We've had a bit of a doodles pump. Obviously, the other side, a lot of stuff going on in the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem. We had PXN yesterday, public the day before. So that was interesting. Also, a lot of liquidity there. So, this isn't painting the real picture in the market. The market at the moment is feeling very down. The volume is down on most collections, barring a couple. So, yeah, interesting times for sure. To compound that, we've had a big drop in cryptocurrencies today. Pretty much everything down across the board. ETH very down, sitting at 2,686. Again, we had a bit of positive from the Fed, and we saw it jump up 2 days ago, and then we had some negative crypto feelings from the Fed, and we've seen it now drop. But I think it's also important to realize that we do track the NASDAQ. So when the NASDAQ, those technology stocks are down a lot, we find Bitcoin goes down, and after Bitcoin, we find all the other coins follow, right? And that's what we are seeing here at the moment. So I don't think that this is targeted at crypto per se. I just think that the sentiment in general in the global markets is pretty low currently. And we do know that these things go up and down. So for me, that looks like a good buy opportunity. I know everyone gets scared, might not feel the same way, but I've got long-term conviction in Ethereum and NFTs. And then if we jump here and we have a look at the NFT market, I mean, this is really quite incredible. So we see the other deed has been pushed down from their number one spot, which they've been holding since their mint. We got beans in the last 24 hours, the top traded collection on OpenSea. Looking at 11,292 ETH traded, which is incredible. They revealed yesterday. We've been seeing rares go for as high as 100 Ethereum. Remember, this is Azuki's sub collection, and they literally are beans. I know OpenSea was down a few minutes ago, so we'll see if that loads or not, so I can show you some pictures. We've then got PXN sold out. They had that 2 ETH Dutch auction, true Dutch auction, and then anyone on the whitelist could mint for 0.35. We see them sitting at a decent floor, 3.69 Ethereum. Then if we have a look here, Other Deed, 3.28. We did a whole show on Other Deed, Bored Ape Yacht Club's play into the metaverse. Our friends at Doodles sitting at 23 Ethereum, doing incredibly well, all things considered, with the market. They did have some interesting news today, very bullish news. Billboard's president, so the president of Billboard, the entertainment brand, has stepped down to become the CEO of Doodles. So that is quite incredible to see someone in the Web2 space, very highly regarded, coming into the Web3 space. I think that's very bullish for Doodles, which was already, quite a bullish NFT. So very interesting there. They also, I think they're due to have a very interesting announcement about the next drop today. Don't know if that's come out yet, but I do know that that's happening soon. So this is looking very healthy. It's going to be interesting to see if their announcement underwhelms or overwhelms and what happens with the price. Then we've got our friends OK Bears, the Solana project that's got a cult-like following, really sitting nicely at 135 Solana. which is really, really strong and bullish. They've benefited from having OpenSea integration. They're one of the first hyped sold project to actually launch their collection while after this OpenSea Solana beta is going on. So that's quite interesting. Something I haven't seen for a long time in the top anything is art blocks. Very interesting to see them again. They were the top art brand a good couple of months, maybe 6 to 8 months ago. You saw them everywhere. OpenSea decided to come back. So I wonder what's going on there. There must be some bullish news coming out there. They've got all these sub collections under their banner. They sort of embrace artists and help them launch NFT collections. So not all of these collections are created equal. I know I have been seeing quite a lot on Chrome Squiggles. So maybe that is where this volume is coming from. Let's have a look. Wow, so 6 ETH floor price, just under. Let's see when these guys launched. No, they've been around for a while, but yeah, there is something going on there. Well, I guess it's just 28 sales in comparison to 14 the day before. But yeah, definitely something going on there. I'm going to take you back to Beans now that we've got OpenSea back just to show you the art. I've been hearing a lot of mixed news on the art of Beans. Some people love it. Some people don't like it. I'm personally impartial to the art. Yo, what's up, AP Hyper? Thank you for joining. You guys must talk to me. It's Freestyle Friday. I don't have Morland. You talk to me in the chat, ask me stuff. Definitely cool. That's a nice thing about Freestyle Fridays. So yeah, I mean, a different of opinion on art. I think they're quite cute. I mean, I'm not falling over in amazement, but I'm not pixel verse type disgusted by it. So I think it's interesting. But again, the thing here is that it's buying you into the Azuki ecosystem, which is a very promising ecosystem. They've also hired a very notable person recently to be a part of their team. His name, I forget his name, but he's very, very, very strong, very well regarded, and knows exactly what he's doing. So yeah, again, whether you like the art or not, I think it's a great entry into a system, an ecosystem that is going to be building and successful. See Wyatt. We're going to check now. And then we got Azuki themselves sitting at 25 Ethereum. Bored Ape Yacht Club, 105 Ethereum, come down off their 150 high. Is this a time to buy, or is this going to keep going down? Personally, I think it's a time to buy, whether it be Bored Ape or Mutant or Kennel or whatever. I do think now is a good time to get into blue chip projects because they are sitting at a good entry point. They may dip further depending on what happens in the market, but when we do return to a bull market, the blue chips are the ones that usually give you the best returns. Then we've got Black Genesis, which also launched today, and that's that very good clothing brand. Their mint price was high, 0.2. Good to see that they sold out because it's a huge collection. Already 1,000 ETH traded, and they did launch today. So yeah, going to be interesting to see. I personally did not get involved, and yeah, I mean, I think you can only focus on a certain amount of projects. In my mind, I would like to actually reduce the amount of collections I've got investments in and sort of just try and put it in the blue chips if I could. Mind Blown, another hype project that launched today. We did cover them. We've actually got a video out. Also sitting at a very healthy floor price. They're in the middle of their whitelist and then their next public and whatever's going to come. But so I'm pretty certain they will sell out. Their floor price is looking really, really healthy. What else we got here? ENS name service. They sold out their 5-digit names today. They're doing incredibly well. We've got Moonbirds, which has pulled back quite a bit. Still, in my opinion, sitting very, very high, 24.9. We've got Gemmy, another new Solana project. Very low floor price for now, but it must have big volume to be in this chart. And then one of my personal favorites, Clone X, the Nike ecosystem. So that's that. Let's have a look what we got here. Hi, White. Thank you for joining me. So I've got two. I've got two. NFT Nerds is great, really, really good. One of my favorite. I like IC Tools as well. When I'm not looking at sniping rares, I do like IC Tools. So let's have a look here. Which one we want to look at? So let's look at this one because this one isn't this is a very, very interesting project with very notable guys behind it. I think a lot of people don't understand this project yet, but they will. So I think it's just an interesting one to look at to answer Wyatt's question, and I will talk about it as well because it is really, really. I'm not buying much at the moment, that isn't established blue chip. Not many new projects, and this is a relatively new project. But I did buy one of these at 0.16, and I have very strong long-term conviction in this project. But let's just look at the IC Tools side of things and what it gives you, what it shows you. So I do have a subscription to this, so I'm able to search in intervals that you maybe wouldn't be, and to see things that you maybe wouldn't be if you don't have it. But buying into it is not expensive, getting a membership, compared to a Nansen or something like that. Nansen is incredible. If you are a full-time degen in the space, it's worth the investment, but it's a really big investment and it's an ongoing investment. I don't know the exact pricing, but IC Tools for what you pay is great. NFT Nerds, as I say, is incredible as well. A great program. So if you have a look here, just at a glance, you get to see here what the 24 volume chart looks like, just visually, as well as in numbers, but visually really, really helps to give you an idea of what's going on. There was a dip. Now it seems to be coming up. You get to see the 24-hour sales, average price, and sales floor. And then you get to see here the average price. So it sort of gives you this blue line. It's very stable. This line it's hard for you to see it because it only sometimes highlights it. But this line is very, very stable. There it is, which is good for any project. And if you get rid of outliers here, you get a different view of it. You can have a look, and you can look according to hours or days. So this is quite interesting to see on hyped projects with more volume, and we'll go look at one now. Then you also get to see the average price versus the sales floor price, and usually where they meet, if that stays there, it stays pretty consistent. If the average price is a lot higher than the floor, usually it's going to pump. And then you've also got a chart here with the number of sales and the volume traded. So very basic, doesn't take traits into account. Let's just talk about Something Token for a second, just to give you guys a very brief overview of this project, because it really is a great team. There's 3 guys behind it who are big in the space, big, know what they're doing, fully doxed, obviously. So basically, you know how we are saying that all products are going to come with an NFT in the future, right? That the NFT technology of the future is different to what we see now. It's not always going to be cats and monkeys and bears and lions. There's the blockchain technology of NFTs is what's so exciting, right? And where we just at the very beginning of what blockchain will be and can be. So one of the use cases for blockchain that is commonly used as an example, if you buy a Rolex watch, you'll get it with an NFT that verifies ownership on the blockchain that anyone can check easily. Instead of you going to a jeweler you don't know, seeing the Rolex watch there, maybe being cautious, having to send that to Rolex to get it. Yes, there's a printed certificate. Those can be juked. So, or you'd have to phone Rolex with the serial number, whatever. An NFT can serve that whole purpose for you. So when you buy your Rolex, you can buy, it will come with a little card or something with an NFT that you can prove ownership. And when you sell that Rolex one day, if you sell that Rolex one day, you'll sell it with the NFT. So the value isn't the NFT. The NFT is the authenticity certificate, right? So this is what these guys are doing. They want to launch a marketplace of goods, and each good will have, an NFT backing it to prove authenticity. Now, the interesting thing about this is that, first of all, the builders are very capable guys in the space who can, if anyone can pull it off, they can. It's a long-term play because it's not like we're going to snap our fingers and have this marketplace up and running perfectly. But you can imagine that it will attract sort of sports memorabilia. That's weird. Oh, a risky connection. Will attract sports which is weird. Will it attract sports memorabilia? Let's close this, guys. Sports memorabilia companies, as an example, who really want to be able to, on the face of it, prove to their market or their customers what we're selling is real. So it will in effect, if they can pull off what they're trying to pull off, it will in effect take away the buyer's risk of buying something that isn't what it's being said to be. So that's really interesting. And yeah, again, I do implore you to look into it a bit more if it sounds interesting to you. But it's the sort of thing that if they do pull it off and are successful, that this will seem like this floor price will seem like an absolute joke. So it's a long-term play, not a flipper's game, but definitely very, very good investment in my opinion, not financial advice. You also get different types of tokens here. And I don't know, we just found this on RC Tools and decided to jump into it. But you do get two different types, the white one, and then I reckon if maybe we go high to low here, price high to low, you'll see the different types you get. And the black one and another one. So yeah, again, guys, worth looking into if it sounds interesting to you. Another, when I'm looking for traits, so other side is very, very interesting from a trait perspective. Where's Trait Sniper? Let's just type it in here, it will come up. Because Other Deed, the Bored Ape Yacht Club land play, metaverse play, has got a very unique amount of attributes. It's got all these resources, it's got all these artifacts, the land itself can be in different regions, and so you've got a lot of different traits, and that's where something like a trait sniper it becomes very, very useful. I'm looking here just at the free version. They actually recently launched an NFT that will be your membership to it. There's a lifetime pass that's trading at a couple of ETH, and then I think there's just a standard alpha pass. I don't really know exactly what that gets you. But the free version itself is also really, really good. So you've got your listings over here as they come, and then you can have your sales here. If you want, you can see the sales, and you can split the sale and listing, which is really, really interesting to see in real time. When you're seeing a lot more frequent listings than what you are sales, then typically over an extended period of time, that means the floor price is typically going to drop, because more people are trying to sell than people are buying. And the converse applies as well. When you're seeing more sales than listings, that's a very strong indicator that in the very short term, the floor price is going to go up. So that's really a great feature. And again, this isn't even a paid version. This is just what you get. So that's great for projects that are just launching or maybe just revealing. But then on the trade side, what you can do here is search by incredibly. So I've just clicked on this trait thing over here, and then for any project this will be different, but here you can look, okay, in the Eastern resource, what resources you like or looking for in the floor price for those particular resources. Now with Other Deed at the moment, people don't really know the value of anything. It's all speculation at this point. Obviously, we do know that if there's less of a particular something in the NFT space, like a resource or an artifact, that typically that means it's more valuable. And based on that, people are speculating on the price. So you can see here, Stone Crop as an Eastern resource, there's only 33 NFTs of the whole collection that have this Eastern resource. Yes, there are Western resources, Northern and Southern, but there's only 33, and therefore the market is valuing NFTs with that resource at 20 Ethereum. Again, that could be quite a risky play because we do not know. Same with Galactica here, also 33 valued at 20. For some reason, Fragmentia 33, currently the floor price is 8.87. So just from looking at just that, I would want to look at Western and see the equivalent, but just that makes me think, okay, if I did know that resources were valuable, then Fragmentia is my best buy. So I could click there, and it's going to only show me the Fragmentia ones, the NFTs with that trait, and then I can go to OpenSea and purchase it. So I can sort it from, let's just say, lowest price here. So again, we're only looking at the Eastern resources that have that trait. And here we can see the 8.87 ETH one that we were seeing. And again, you can see that that does seem to be between these two of 8.8 and 10.5. There is quite a big jump to the rest. So maybe they're onto something. I mean, it's a risky play because Yuga hasn't told us anything, but you can see the value of this tool. And we haven't even, dived into any of the other different filters that you can do based on the traits. So let's just do artifact, because that one. So Celestial Egg, there's only one land with a Celestial Egg. That one's at 0 ETH, so it's obviously not listed for sale. Then there's one with an Archway Keystone. That one, the guy is asking 9,999 Ethereum. A Mystery Potion, there's also only one, and so on and so forth. So it does allow you, from a trait perspective, if you're a sniper and you like going for the rares and all of that, it does allow you to do that really, really nicely. And again here, when you are, like, often straight after reveal is a good opportunity to flip. So even if you don't have one, right? I like selling before reveal because I never get the rares, right? But let's say I'm not even in a collection, like Beans yesterday, and they reveal. Straight when they're revealing, there are opportunities to pick up rares that people either have listed already before it revealed and didn't realize, and this would be a great tool to use for that. You need to identify what traits in that particular collection are actually the sought after traits, because there are times that there's an NFT, let's just say, with 7 different traits, and you could have one that has a 0.01 rarity, but all the other traits are not rare, and the rarity of the trait that it is rare in is just not sought after. No one cares the background color, as an example of the NFT, right? So you've got to be a bit careful there, but this is a great, great tool. I mean, Trait Sniper is great. So, Wyatt, I hope that answers your question nicely. Great question. But yeah, between NFT nerds, Trait Sniper, and the other one, what did we look at? RC Tools. Those are more than sufficient for me. However, I do think Nansen does all of this the best. Maybe not the trait side, but yeah. So that's that. What have we got going on here in this chat? Yeah, thank you, Wyatt. 100%. My pleasure, my man. Avery, lovely to see you. As you see, Avery, there's no Morland, so ask me questions. So because usually I've got Morland to talk to. I had so much to talk to him about. But next week he'll be back with us, so feel free to ask. Freestyle Fridays, and we'll go through it. What else can we look at here, guys? I have been considering, and maybe for the content, I might end up doing it. I have been considering opening my RTKFT box. So my thinking originally, and again, this market is not a great market to do anything. So my thinking originally, let's just do it where I'll see it quickly, and we'll pull it up. No, that's the Clonex itself. Yeah, so the boxes, I mean, that's an absolute bargain. As soon as this market recovers, that's going to go up. So that's the silver box, the MNLTH. And within that box, we got a gold box. This one's sitting at 3 Ethereum. So there's going to be another something coming in a few weeks, months, whatever. Then what else we got were the Nikes sitting at, wow, everything's down, guys. In different markets, these would be sitting, and the vials also are down. All right, so let's set the scene. This is what I have. I have one of these boxes that I haven't opened. Right, so if I open it, I know I'm going to get a box that's going to be the next airdrop, and everyone gets the same box. Okay, so there's no rarity. And I know that I'm going to get a blank pair of sneakers like these, Nike sneakers, which is the same for everyone. They're all exactly the same. I know you're going to say, what about that one? I'm going to tell you now. And then I get a vial. And the vial is the only item that has different rarities. And when you insert this vial into your shoe becomes a different style of shoe. And so the most common one is human, this one we're seeing here, and you see the floor price is 0.649. Now, the floor price for the rarest alien is like, I think 168 Ethereum. And the floor price for the next rarest, which is Murakami, is about 60 ETH. And again, these prices are quite low compared to what it would be in normal market conditions. So my thinking was, because Clone X itself, the vials for Clone X, so people who haven't even opened their Clone X yet are like 10 ETH more than the Clone X's. My thinking is the price for this box, as more and more people open them, will become quite valuable unopened, because people will have a chance to get a rare. And I assume that I'm not getting a rare, and therefore I should sell it as a box. And then if I want to buy this off the floor, buy this off the floor, and buy the cheapest vial, which I think is in my box anyway, off the floor. However, I am feeling in a bit of a gambling mood, so I'm considering to open my box. Not sure, but I'm considering. So 0.65, if you just work out the contents. If it's not a rare one that I get in the vial, because the vial's the only thing with rarity, then it's worth 0.65. Currently, the shoes are worth 1.35, just to round it off. So that is 2, right? 2 Ethereum. And then this is worth 3.1. So that's 5.15 ETH versus the unopened box is 6.58. So there's about a 20% difference in price. Now, as the market recovers, these will go up, in my opinion, and the silver boxes will go up. There'll always be about a 20% difference in price. So if I wait for the market to recover, that 20% difference could be more Ethereum by selling it as a box, but then it is going to cost me more to get into the ecosystem, because I want to sell the box unopened, but I still want to buy the next box, a pair of blank sneakers, and then a vial like this. So yeah, that's my thinking. I don't know, guys. You can tell me in the comments if you don't, not just for entertainment value. I've even got my ledger ready. Not for entertainment value, but if you really think it's a good idea to open the box and take the risk, right? I'm basically taking a 1 point something ETH risk, that either I'm going to get a floor one where there's a 50% chance I will, because that's the rarity of the floor. The 50% of them are the human. So therefore, straight away by opening my box, I lose 1 ETH, because I could sell it today for 1 ETH more unopened. Or I might end up getting a robot. As an example, I want to see what the floor is, 0.86. So still down if I get a robot, and there's about 30% chance I'll get that. So I'm still down. I'm still about 0.8 down if I get that. But anything from demon onwards, and we're in the money. And there's about a 10% chance of a demon, 10% chance of an angel, 1% chance of a reptile, 0.5% chance of an undead, 0.5% chance of a Murakami, and 0.01% chance of an alien. So yeah, let's sit on it for a bit and see. I don't know if I should or not. This market is so weird at the moment. This is that black collection, their clothing brand that launched today. I'm really quite impressed that they actually sold out with a collection size this big in this particular market. So that's what I'm seeing, guys. Are there any projects that you want me to look into specifically? Let me know. Let's see what else is trending so we can just chat about it. No risk. Yeah. So the reason I'm thinking of doing it is because I've been so risk adverse lately and selling everything pre-reveal. Maybe I need to test my luck. Maybe that thing that I never get rares has changed, and maybe I'm due a rare. Don't know. The other thing is that the upside is very high. if you get that 1% one, it's 50 ETH, 100 ETH, 150 ETH. Do you take a 1 ETH gamble for under 1% chance of a 150 ETH gain? So we'll have to see. And if any of you noticed, the electricity just went off. Welcome to South Africa. It's something called load shedding. That's what we're having at the moment. Lucky the generator has kicked in, so I have some of what I need for you guys. Yeah. All right. So we'll see in the chat. I'm going to have to keep going backwards and forwards because I don't have my second screen anymore. So hold on 1 second, guys. Let's just do this. Yeah, I'm in the dark now. All righty. Let's see what else we can do. What have we got here? Hello, did you hear about Human Park? They're going to release AAA game in Q3, have airdrops for free nudes that were personalized with tattoos. So, Traveler, I have not heard of them. Haven't heard of them at all. A lot of people are going to release a AAA game. I think it's not so easy, and it takes a lot of money. Yeah, maybe I'm negative Nancy, but I don't know. Too many games being promised, in my opinion. And you think about it, even normal games with gaming studios, like how many Fortnites are there? There's very few where people enjoy spending time in those ecosystems. So I'm quite skeptical in general with NFTs. I'm at this point, not all NFTs. At this point, my thinking, for me personally, I'm only interested in established blue chip NFTs at the moment. I'm not speculating. If I've got a whitelist and I can mint and I can make a 2x or 3x and flip it, I'll do that. But I'm not really that interested in gambling and putting the money in, waiting 6 months and seeing what's delivered and what's not. But that's just me personally at the moment. The market's like, nothing is moving except some blue chips. So yeah, that's just my feeling on that at the moment. Let's have a look. I've got to try and share the screen with you guys in a way that you guys can see, because I've lost 2 of my screens. I've only got 1 screen left. All right, guys, so I think we have to open this box. That's what I think we have to do, because that's good entertainment. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it together. So let me stop sharing this part. You're going to see like a mirror first because I'm only on 1 screen. I'm sorry about that. All right, but now you should see my desktop, and now you should be seeing OpenSea, but I can't see your comments at this exact point of time. All right, so let's do this. What we want first. So we got to start thinking about what we want, okay? What we want is at least a demon, at the very least, because otherwise we're losing. But we really want an angel. Well, angel same as demon, actually. Sorry, as far as floor price, 3.6. We really want anything above this. So reptile, 16 ETH. Undead is going to be 20 ETH. And then Murakami, I mean, those are sick. What they look like. And that's a 60 ETH floor. And obviously, if we get an alien, I will. You guys can tell me what to do. I'll dance on my chair if you want. 150 ETH. I mean, all right. I think we got to do this, guys. Okay, so I can't see your comments at the moment, if there are any, but I want everyone, please, to close your eyes for 1 second and think alien, and then open them and keep chanting in your brain, alien. No, okay, I don't know how to do this, so we're going to figure it out together. So I imagine we go to the website and connect my wallet. It is on a ledger. Sometimes that gives me issues. I hope it doesn't, but let's do it. So we go to the website from OpenSea. So we know it's official. Okay. And then where would we go to open it? This, I think, takes us back to OpenSea. I'll try open it in a new window. If you open it in a new window, it just shows you the image. Yeah, that takes you back to OpenSea. See how cool those are. They're augmented reality. So you can wear them around, but by changing the vowel, you change the shoe. Maybe we got to go into Discord to get the proper link, guys. Just give me 1 sec to figure it out. Let's try clone X. Alien, 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 alien. About the project reveal. No, this is the original clone X. So let's quickly just jump in here to Discord. So what are we looking at here? RTKFT. Okay. Let's have a look. I can't believe I'm doing this because I wasn't gonna necessarily, but I do feel good. I keep feeling alien. Okay, let's see if this link works. There we go. I think we're right there. Now the other problem is going to be getting a free USB port with all this stuff. Okay, connect MetaMask. Ooh, no item found. Yeah, I need to go to Ledger rather. Let's have a look if we could change. Yeah. Oh. Don't you love MetaMask and all of this shit? Okay, let's see now. Control F5. Let's try it. Oh, yeah, it is opening my ledger, guys. Without me opening that, so let's plug it in. Okay. Everyone close your eyes. Okay, we're logging in. All right. It's such a mission. I'm telling you. I mean, I need it, and I appreciate having the added security. But between logging in on your ledger itself and logging in on the website, and then having to open the socket, and then sometimes it closes itself. All right. So in theory, it's asking me permission. Okay, let's see. There we go. So connect MetaMask. Keep saying no. Sign message. Okay, I don't know. It's still just trying to get to see the wallet to see if. Let's try again. Is it connected? Should be. No. It's not connected to this website. Hold on 1 sec, guys. You see, now it's closed the bridge. I'm going to try one more time. Otherwise, what I might have to do is just stop sharing my screen and transfer the box to my normal. Let's see what the comments are, if guys are excited or not. If it is, then I'll just transfer it. Oh, and then we can check from there. Sorry that I'm having to jump between all the things. Let's see. No comments. What, is everyone thinking alien? Are we doing this even if it's a mission? Are you guys with me? Or is it like, what is he doing? Let me know in the comments before we go down this rabbit hole together. I think it's going to be fun, but it's not so fun if you get the human. Okay, good. We're getting some good comments here. Alien. Yes, well, I've got it. All right. So we are going to. So I'll talk you through what I'm doing because I don't want to share my screen while I do it. Alien. All right, good. So I've got you guys with me here. All right, so what I need to do now, because it's not allowing me to do it direct from the website, is I'm going to go into OpenSea. I'll just talk you through it, and I'm going to view the NFT on OpenSea, and then I'm going to move it from my ledger and pay the gas and to my normal wallet. So I won't have to worry about authorizing it. So I'm just going to transfer it to myself, basically. Transfer. Okay, that's the correct address. I'm saying yes. And now it's going to need me to use my ledger to do it, but I know that OpenSea is connected to my ledger. So I'm pretty hopeful that it will, and it is. It's opening ledger. It's asking me for permission on my ledger device. Well, the bridge is open. Still waiting for it to ask me to sign. Still waiting for it to ask me to sign, guys. Give it a second. Keep saying the bridge, the WebSocket bridge is now closed. Let me close ledger. So it's got it as a pending transaction, but it's not opening, it's not asking me on my ledger. It's not asking me on my ledger to approve it. I'll share my screen just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Sorry. So if you look here, I did the transfer and I've approved the transaction here, but it's not, usually it then asks me to sign it on my actual ledger device, and it's not doing that. If I click speed up, make it high gas, say save, because it's got to ask me on my ledger, otherwise there's no point. Not getting anything there. I'm actually quite amped, and I've got everyone thinking alien. Let's just look ledger here and see. So yeah, guys, I mean, even though it is really good to have a ledger, it is sometimes a real big pain in the ass, to be very honest with you. As you can see right now, I just needed to ask me the message on the ledger itself, but at the moment it isn't. Just want to see if my Ethereum, oh, it made a noise. Just want to see if my Ethereum app is installed. Now it is asking me to allow that. Oh, my Ethereum app is installed. But for some reason, people, for some reason it is not asking me to approve the transaction. And I'm not sure why. So we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait for that transaction to fail, because at the moment I can't do anything. I can't cancel it. It has to just time out. So we might have to keep it for next Freestyle Friday. What I am going to do is I'm going to disconnect from OpenSea on the ledger, and maybe that when they see there's no more connection there, maybe it will fail it quicker. Not sure. I'll keep looking at it. In the meantime, I'm sorry, guys. Got to wait, and I don't know. It can take hours for it to do it, so we might have to leave it for next week. I know I'm also disappointed, but I give you this promise. I'll do it. I will do it on next Freestyle Friday. So what I'll do is I'll move it across to my normal wallet during the week so that it all goes seamless. I'll keep checking back on it as well. All right, I see we've got a few things going on here. Yes, alien. So now you guys have to say it every day for a week, but we'll see. Check the Etherscan transaction. So I'll show you. It's there, but it's not there, if that makes sense. So if you go here, it's still pending. I disconnected from the site. And then if you go view on Block Explorer, status, pending. I don't think it's even gone to the blockchain because Insight's not supported for this contract. Mm-mm. There's nothing there. There's no transaction yet because I haven't approved it because it never came up on there. I'm going to have to just let it. I'm going to have to just let it time out, chaps. So we'll see. We'll keep checking back on it and see how it goes there. In the meantime, let's have a look here. I've been eyeing out some mutants. I do think, I mean, anything around 20 is a great entry point into a great ecosystem, in my opinion. I've been hearing a lot of interesting things about whether it's better to get because coders, lands with coders on it are sitting around the same price. And I know, like, okay, most people don't have 23 Ether to spend on NFTs or at all. Understand that. But hypothetically, if one did, would one rather get a mutant or a land with a coder on it? Because at the moment, the code is on the land. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that it will be its own NFT, the coder, as well. I personally think that. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious it will be a PFP as well. But for now, it's the land and the coder. So a basic land with a coder is around 20 ETH as well. So I think my feeling on it, and I've heard lots of different views backwards and forwards. My personal feeling, I would rather get a mutant. I do think that Border APR Club has proven that they like to look after their mutants and their apes. I mean, I'd rather get an ape if I could, but we're just comparing apples with apples. And the other thing is with coders, there's still a lot that we don't know about them. So, when we went to Trade Sniper earlier and looked at other deed, which I've unfortunately closed, unless it was a different, no, here it is. There's other things that we saw that are much rarer than a coda, because coda, there's 10,000 of them, right? Whereas even this Eastern resource, there's only 33. These artifacts, some of them, there's only 1 or 5 or 10, even 50 is much rarer. And they have said that the artifacts and resources will have value and could also be their own NFTs. So I think because there's so many unknowns, we do know coders are special. We do know that. Because there's so many unknowns, I would go for a mutant. We know that we're still in there, in the ecosystem. We will get part of their future drops and things like that. So I personally would go for a mutant if I had to choose between the two. So yeah, that was just an interesting thing that a lot of people have been going backwards and forwards on. Let's have a look at the rankings. I'm going to jump back into the comments. Let's check on that transaction. I mean, if I try cancel it, see, that's what I always hear, canceling. What does canceling do? I accept the gas, then it should open a transaction in my, because it can't take any gas from me or do anything to my account without me approving it in my ledger, and it's not opening my ledger to ask me to approve. Very strange. Okay, we'll keep checking back on it. Just want to check back on you guys. Sorry, as I've explained, I've got no electricity. I'm in South Africa. This could be quite interesting for you guys. I'm in Johannesburg, South Africa. I was actually born in Australia, in Melbourne, Australia. Got a blue passport and now a South African passport. When I was about 8 years old, my parents immigrated to South Africa. I came with, obviously. And I've been here since. I have traveled quite extensively, a few months in New York, about a year in the UK, but for the most part, I've been here in South Africa. So in South Africa, we have something called load shedding. Now, load shedding, try closing the browser. I'll do that right now. Don't know if that will make a difference, but I'm going to do it now. I've got a few browsers open. Don't want to close you guys. Okay, I'm closing that one and I'm closing that one. So it's only left with you guys. Okay. So in South Africa, we have a more electricity demand than we do electricity supply. And so when more people are trying to use electricity than the power grid can generate, in order to stop the grid from just blowing up, they do something called load shedding at different stages. So load shedding is when they switch off power to an area for a certain amount of time and then switch it back on. And they do this to different areas at different times to try and be fair to everyone. So it becomes a part of normal life. I have an app here that shows me today I'm off at 8 until 12:30 or 10 until 12:30. I'm the orange block. We're on stage 2 currently. And that's why we are off now for the next freaking 2.5 hours. Now, it could be worse because if they need to save more electricity, you can go to stage 3 where you'll be off twice a day for those 2.5 hours. Stage 4, you're going to be off 3 times a day. And it goes all the way up to stage freaking 8 when things are really bad. And then you pretty much off for 2.5 hours, on for 2.5 hours. So at the moment we're on stage 2 load shedding in the whole country, right? And they've switched off my area now. When I come back on, they switch off another area. So that's load shedding. So what we end up doing is you learn to live with it, right? So at home here, which is where I am, because it's nighttime here, it's about 10:30. At home, we've got something called an inverter. Now, an inverter is like a box of batteries that charges when there is electricity. And then when there isn't electricity, like now, it uses the batteries to power certain things in the house. Now, obviously, it can't run the fridges and the things, everything, because I would need a whole room of batteries. But we've got it that it can run certain lights. It runs the internet. It runs all the TVs. It runs all the lights upstairs. So the kids have got all their plugs. They can have their lights on. But anything that uses a lot of electricity, like fridges, stoves, microwaves, all of that doesn't work. And it only uses some lights and some things. So unfortunately, some of the plugs in this room that I'm sitting in do not have connection to the inverter, and that is why I'm working on one screen. But actually just changed that plug, and now I've got my second screen back. Give me 1 second. That's going to help all of us. Let's move this there. That's going to help all of us, guys. Then I can see your comments and share. Gives me 2 screens instead of 1 currently. And usually I'm on 3 screens. So I'm still not working with a full bag. There we go. All righty. Cool. Okay, so now I can quite happily share without you seeing the mirror image. I know, guys, this is like supposed to be an NFT show, right? We're talking about South African load shedding. All right, I've closed all my other windows because I was trying to get it to work. Let's try and see if that transaction has failed or not yet. So let's go here and let's go there. It still says pending. Oh, view on blockchain, not letting me click any of it. Activity log, it was created. Insights not supported. Yeah, no, it's a pain in the ass. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it literally just pops up on the ledger. You approve it, and that's it. But it hasn't asked me to approve. So we'll keep checking back. So let's just jump onto OpenSea and gear this back to NFTs, okay? And here you can see my ledger. I don't know why they drop me such shit. There's my box. Here's some other cool stuff in my ledger. So World of Women, I mean, let's just talk about why I'm bullish on this project. World of Women, OG in the space guy, sorry, he's the guy who helps them, or I don't know. He's hired by World of Women to assist them with the project. He's a big part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. So I think at 5.2 Ethereum, it is a great deal. We've got Clone X RTFK here. Here's my Clone X, which you can see. Cool Cats, where the CEO stepped down, and they're in a stage here where I personally, if I didn't have one, I would jump in now, because I imagine they will find a great person to run it. They know how much hinges on getting the right person. They're the first people to develop a working game, okay, a half working game that will be a working game, where there's no gaffes fees, even though it's on the blockchain, right? So that's incredible, and you've got to take your hat off to them. That's what Other Deed, Bored Ape Yacht Club is busy doing now. These guys are beta testing, the community is testing. I really think that it's a good opportunity when everyone's saying, "Oh, what's going to happen? The CEO is gone." I think they're stronger than one person. No way. Electricity just came back on. It's only supposed to come on in I'm not going to complain. Wow. So sometimes you get surprises. So now I'm back to 3 screens. Good. Feeling good. Feeling good. So, okay. So Cool Cats, I think is a great buy at this point. I really do. Maybe, for 4.5 ETH, it's risky, yeah, because of the transition, then getting, either this box or getting the gold box at 3.2 ETH that is going to have future benefit, because Clone X has airdropped a fortune like Bored Ape Yacht Club. They're following that model. And then I've got my invisible friend. Also, they're going to do something at some stage. I think, long term, that's longer term, worth getting one. Clone X, very bullish on. My Pet Hooligan, very bullish on. I mean, you must know the NFTs in my ledger are ones that I have no intention of selling. I love my Doge. I love the community there. You can see I'm a diamond poor as well. And then some newer buys, Three Landers, Karafuru, Meebits, very bullish on since they were acquired by Yuga. Xcopy, also bullish on. He's an OG in the space. Xcopy was doing digital art before he was doing physical art. There's letters from him to galleries from 2013, 10 years ago, saying, I want to do a digital art thing and talking about NFTs, and everyone calling him mad. He is the OG, the single OG artist of the NFT space. All the other guys were physical artists, and I'm not putting them down, and moved to digital. He started and is a digital artist and has done physical work since then that have sold for tens of millions of dollars. So I'm very, very bullish on, if there is any art project you want to get into, Xcopy is the best. And he's not going to leave them looking like this, I can assure you. He's got a reputation that he wants to uphold. It's taking a bit of time. Guys are, the focus of people in the NFT space, and myself included, is very limited. Today it's, whatever. Yesterday was Other Deed, then it's PXN. Tomorrow will be this. Our attention shifts very, very quickly, and we get impatient very, very quickly. If you're a venture capitalist and you invest in a business, you don't expect return. You don't want until 5 years, you might start to get profit, right? NFTs, if there isn't a Lambo delivered to me tomorrow, I bought today. If there isn't a Lambo delivered to me tomorrow, I'm selling. I'm not interested, right? And I'm the same. I understand it. So that's what's happened here. It should be over, in my opinion, over 2 ETH all day, but it was comfortably sitting at 1 ETH. But yeah, that's why I bought this. Very bullish. In general, art projects are tough in the NFT space, to be very honest. They do garner that hype in the beginning because they're a notable artist and whatever, but art projects typically struggle to maintain and captivate their holders and keep value coming. And you find that I could rattle off 15, 20, just that I've been invested in and subsequently sold, that were so hyped and amazing. I mean, Galaxy Eggs, 1 ETH, went to 5 ETH. Art project now sitting at 0.1. There's a lot. And, maybe Cool Man Dan is one that has sort of been able to hold on and has a chance. But out of all artists, Xcopy is the man. He is the crypto punk of artists in the space. So that's why I bought that. This one I've got airdropped, and because my clone is in here, it's in there. World of Woman was spoken about, yeah, and this is rubbish. This is an airdrop from someone. I should try sell it if my ledger was working. Speaking of ledger, no, it's still there. If I disconnect again from OpenSea and again from there, and we'll come back to it later and switch accounts so we get out of it, and then we'll have a look. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Got Chaman Prit. Hello. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Try closing the browser. I've closed the browser already. All right, so let's go back here while we're waiting. I want to go to stats. Okay. Let's look at 7 days and see what else pops up. So PXN, guys, I must be like, I know it was hyped. I know nothing else about it. I know when Morland was doing reviews with me, we covered it and he did the review, but I don't know anything about it. But, I know the mint price was Dutch auction too. I know thereafter whitelist was 0.35 and they're sitting at 4 Ethereum, but it's just dropped, so I can't give you much comment on it. Doodles, we've spoken about. OK Bears, we've spoken about. ENS, we've spoken about. Murakami. Yeah, I mean, look, you're buying a piece from Murakami. You're not buying, in my opinion, the artwork here. This is the seeds, and then the flowers themselves should be somewhere. I'm not a big fan of pixel art ever. Just in general, that's my personal preference. It doesn't mean it's a bad project. And you've got an artist like Murakami, who is the one, let's just show you, who did like 2,000 of the Clone X's. And is really talented, like really, really highly affiliated with Nike. It wasn't just like, this wasn't their first rodeo with him. If you go to the Nike website, to the CloneX website, this looks like a Murakami to me, but let's just make sure. So let's go here, type. Clothing, accessories, DNA. There we go. You see here, it's actually quite interesting. This is the same percentage chance like the vials. So you got human. Okay, we had something else. Or no, I think we also had robot, angel, demon, reptile, undead, Murakami, alien. So, I mean, just look at how talented this artist is. Let's just open a few of these just to like properly understand what he can do. And then it just doesn't come across in pixels to me. Maybe I don't have a trained enough eye to see it. Just honestly, from just a visual perspective, I would rather have this every day over a Bored Ape. Just visual. I'm not saying the prestige, and this is prestigious, but Bored Ape is more so. I'm just saying visually, I'd rather have any Murakami over a Bored Ape visually. And so his style is what you're seeing here, the painting on the neck and on the side of the face. Saw this one looked really incredible. Just from a pure art perspective, this is my taste down to a T. I mean, this is like beautiful, beautiful. So compare that to this. I don't know. I just don't know, guys. I don't see it. I have no idea. So you're not buying the PFP. You're buying into Murakami in a way. It doesn't even have a Discord on here. I'd like to see if it's got its own Discord that you get some like future utility. I don't know. No, I don't know enough about it. But just from our perspective, not my cup of seed. Okay. Azuki, we know about Azuki. Moonbirds, we know about Moonbirds. Something token we spoke about. Meebits, there's more going on than meets the eye here. Yes, we know that Yuga acquired CryptoPunks, which in turn they got Meebits. Meebits was CryptoPunks sort of Bored Ape Kennel Club. They gave it free. CryptoPunks got Meebits free. But there has been like talk in a lot of alpha circles that Meebits are going to be the focus of Yuga next. Also, Bored Ape Kennel Club is going to be the focus next. So those two collections are going to be their focus next. So That's why we did see quite a good pump from 4 to about 6.5. And as everything seems to be doing at the moment, it's pulled back a bit. Yeah, Ragnarok, did incredibly well and is doing incredibly well. New projects, so a bit more risky, but definitely very interesting. I mean, I'll be like completely upfront with you. VFriend Series 2, I'm really positively surprised that it's maintained this floor price because there's so many 50,000 of these things, and yet it's been staying at the point 7, point 0.8. Does remain to see if it goes down or depending on the market, but VCon's coming up, and you got to think that these are going to pump a bit more. So I'm not saying 1.5 ETH, 2 ETH, but it's held its own, a huge collection size in very tough market conditions. So yeah, you got to give credit where credit's due. What else we got here? The Kennel Club. Yeah, also based on what's happening next on the Bored Ape Yacht Club roadmap. The next thing is Kennel Club. So there is definitely stuff coming there. Chemistry Club. So that is Bored Ape Chemistry Club. Must be the mutant serum at 40 ETH. So again, like Clone X, where the vials, which haven't yet been, let me show you what I'm talking about. So the floor is 16.79. Remember that. That's just normal Clone X, right? But if we go to Clone X vials, that's going to be 27. Vial. That's the skin vial there. There we go. Mint vial. So only 400 people haven't yet opened theirs. And there's a 10 ETH difference because you could get a Murakami, right? It's a similar thing to what we're saying with my box that I may or may not be able to open. Still shows as pending, chaps. Yeah, so the Bored Ape Chemistry Club, you've got the mutant serum. Again, unopened mutant. You don't know what it's going to be. You just know it's going to be the M1, which is the most common ones. But within the M1, you can get very rare traits. So that's sitting at 46 ETH compared to a mutant, which is sitting at 23 ETH. So the unopened one is double the price. An M2 mutant, which you could probably pick up at 30 ETH quite easily right now because of the market, sitting at 60 ETH. And then the mega mutants, these just go for crazy, crazy prices. I mean, there isn't even a price. No one's got any for sale. Wonder how many there are. There's only 2 left. That's incredible, hey? But I mean, look here, just to get an idea. Sale, average price, 1,542 ETH. The last time it sold. Very, very interesting. So for them to be here, there must have been a sale. But I mean, you can imagine that one sale can put them in this chart, 10KTF, a lot of people talking about it. Very, very interesting. A lot of very strong rumors about their tie-in with different brands. We do know that Yuga Labs and 10KTF have got something going on. We also highly think that Nike and 10KTF have got something going on. And the reason for that is the design of their shoes are a Nike design. And like even the number of holes. And if you get this Nike shoe and a picture of it, it is identical to this. And there is no way they would do that without Nike's permission. They are a brand in and of themselves. But it's basically a store of digital wearables. The first of its kind. I mean, I held one when they were under 0.1. And then just after 6 months, it was still under 0.1, and I thought, let me offload this. This is actually quite low. These have gone a lot higher, have been a lot higher. The caps seem to be the rarest because there's fewer of them. But you could theoretically, when these dropped, go into his website and put your NFT on either a backpack or shoes. They had different drops, but they're doing a lot of very interesting things. And as I say, there's a lot of interesting collabs going on. But then you can also, for a cheaper entry, go to the stock room. So they recently did the Gucci Grail 10K TF, which we spoke about before on the show. But for a cheaper entry, you got to know, like any sub collection, World of Woman versus World of Woman Galaxy, as 10K TF, or if 10K TF pumps, these will go up in value as well. And here you get blanks, and people don't really understand, exactly like what can you do with the cloth. We know on the backpack what you can do with it. You've got examples of what has been done from what we just looked at, but it's hard to picture it, like what's the cloth going to be, or the thread. But you again can see how the thimbles have got like a cult following. It's incredible. You can see how the community has valued it. Yeah, and a very interesting ecosystem for sure. And yeah, I watch this space is what I feel about that. Imaginary ones. Imagine if they launched in a different market, what would it have been? Would these have been 5 ETH? Don't know. We never will. But yeah, I mean, I did manage to mint on whitelist, ended up flipping it for a decent profit. Again, I'm not into riding long run on any new projects at the moment. I'm just trying to get my blue chips and hold them. So that's that. Regulars, I mean, yes, it's a meme. Yes, it caught on. I don't know anything about it. As far as, is it sustainable? What is their roadmap? I think honestly, this was done as a bit of a joke, and it just took off. Like, these were pumping on IC Tools like for 3 days. These were the top collection. They went as high as, like, I think over half a ETH. I mean, you got to love the space. Yeah, somewhere around there. I mean, 0.6 on average yesterday, and now they've dropped a bit when everyone's like, what the fuck. Listen, I haven't looked into it enough to know whether there's true utility long term. I haven't ever been on their Discord or website or checked anything. I just know the meme value. You got to smile. We're an interesting bunch, us DJs. The fact that a collection like this could be 0.34, and a collection like Robotos, which are building and building and have been in the space for a year, are under 0.34 at this particular point of time. Both of those things will change in different directions, in my opinion, meaning regulars, I think, will drop, and Robotos, as an example, I think will rise. I mean, even Sneaky Vampire Syndicate sitting at around this point. It just shows you we're a strange bunch, us degens. Here's that Trade Sniper token that we spoke about. Cyber Brokers, which we've spoken about before on the show. Very, very interesting project. I just want to have some juice. Sorry, guys. It's been like an hour and 20 minutes of me just talking. Cyber Brokers, very interesting project. A good team. Decent entry point, to be quite honest. In normal markets, I think not financial advice, but in normal markets, I think this would be a lot higher. But the amazing thing about them is they're fully on chain, and the quality. So you have had a couple of fully on chain NFTs before, which are generated on the blockchain when you mint, but you've never, that I know of, had this quality fully on chain. And as a result of that, these have great historical significance. But on top of that, they've got a great team with a great roadmap. So definitely a good collection, a newer collection, but a good collection. Allo community, I've seen some things on it. I didn't really take notice. I know it's pumped, and but I don't know what's going on there. Akutas also had that problem with their mint, which is a great pity. Had to refund a lot of money in ETH. Did do that, and we wait to see what happens. Fragments by James Dean, just been seeing it pumping on Icy Tools at a stage, but also don't know much about it. NFT World's Genesis is avatars is interesting. You know me, I'm quite big on NFT Worlds. This is not the real collection because there's nothing here. Oh, this was the whitelist passes that were burnt in order to get into the real collection. But the nice thing about the real Genesis Avatar collection, the current one, which was minted, they still pre-reveal, so maybe wait for a dip after reveal. They're about 0.4, is that you earn world token in perpetuity by holding that avatar for everything that goes on the NFT world ecosystem. So I'm actually really bullish on those avatars, and they're sitting at, as I say, I think 0.35, somewhere around there. Mint price was 0.4, and there's 15,000 in total. So not a small collection, but I do think long term, if and when the market recovers, and NFT Worlds is at about 6 ETH. I mean, they went all the way to 20. So yeah, I do think that that's quite a good thing to get into, is the avatars for sure. Yes, Tarkin, they are. Everything is the next Board API Club, right? Like they're saying, the Solana, the bear one, is the next Board API Club. Might be. Look, I don't know, but I've got a whole folder of hidden. This is my ledger. This is not my other one. 500 hidden NFTs that were all the next Board API Club. So yeah, don't let that wording. Oh, these guys are the next. They said Sneaky Vampire Syndicate because that was the Board API Club artist. I minted that, bro. That was incredible. Went straight up to 3.5 ETH from like 0.000. Yeah, we're the next Board API Club now, sitting 0.3. Not, I don't know where they'll be in a year. They're not going to be at 150 ETH. I can promise you that. Just heard that too many times. Three Landers, yeah, we know about them. OX Studio, which it's an OX Studio project, unlike these ugly people, which they made it seem as though it was, and then OX Studio was just helping them with the mint. This is actually an OX Studio project, their first project, and they're doing a lot of cool stuff with it. Yesterday or the day before, you could burn your backpack that they gave you free and get a banner for it in place of it. But like, it looks almost like Board API Club land from the perspective that everything's sort of moving on the banner. Haven't revealed yet, but that's going to be your ticket to the next stage. So they're building out a whole lure and a story. Quite bullish on them, I am. I do hold one, but quite bullish on them. Proof at a discounted price of under 100 ETH. That's Kevin Rose's project, if you don't know. This is the main collection from which Moonbirds was born. If you held these, you automatically, I don't know if you got for free, I imagine you did, got a Moonbird. If you nest your Moonbird, which is just a fancy way of saying stake, if you nest your Moonbird, you'll get future benefits. But yeah, I mean, obviously something big going on there. This might be the next Board API Club, just purely just looking on floor price, if anything, to be quite honest. Wow, these gimmies 4.8. Solana, yeah, we saw those. What else we got here? We spoke about Mind Blown. Again, if you can't afford a 5 ETH World of Woman, which I think is really a good price, I really do, not financial advice, this is a good entry into the project. 0.7. Nanopass doing incredible things. A metaverse play. Imposters, Elio Trades. I also think he's a builder and he's got a full team, and their game is far far in development. They went as high as 3.5, 4 ETH. So very interesting. Yeah, if you bet on people, Elio Trades is a good guy to bet on in the space. Check number 71. Let's have a look. Oh, geez, I know what it's going to be, Tarkin. Do you want to see my Tarkin? There's an inside joke between my new friend Tarkin and I, who haven't met before. I haven't got to 71, but seeing Tarkin's previous comments, I can tell you what it is. Right? Degen Tunes. Let's have a look at Tarkin. Yeah, so Tarkin earlier, just to fill everyone in, asked me what I thought about Degen Tunes. Is it the next Bored Ape Yacht Club? I did like I just when anyone asks me, is anything the next Bored Ape Yacht Club? I say it's probably not, but I didn't want anyone to think I was talking specifically about any project, so I didn't show Tarkin's comment before on the screen when he like is Degen Tunes the next. Look, I've heard good things about Degen Tunes. I have a little thing here called to buy, which in normal market conditions, when I'm interested in collections, I just bookmark them and put them here. And Degen Tunes is in there, to be quite honest. I have not looked enough into it. It like means I've heard rumblings. I'm interested to look more into it. In normal market conditions, I'm more risky than I am now. I'm not saying Degen Tunes is a massive risk or not. Just saying, I buy into a lot of fresher collections when times are not like they are now. In the NFT space in general, and cryptocurrency is very uncertain at the moment. Although I'm bullish long term, I really am, and we have these dips. I bought some ETH. I think it's a good time to get into that. But yeah, so yeah, it is one that has come on my radar. I don't know much about it to talk too much about it. Cool pets, again, if you can't get into the cool cat thing at 5 ETH or under, which is a great entry, like we said. Cool Pets is a good way to get in. Again, there is a bit of an unknown going on here because their CEO has stepped down. But I think this is a good time to buy reputable projects is when there is FUD and uncertainty, like a CEO stepping down. So yeah, all it takes is them to make the right decision for another CEO, announce it. And these will be 1.5 ETH, and the Cool Cats will be 10 ETH again. 8BitMe, very interesting project from 2010. Actually called it in our Discord at 0.25 when no one else called it, like about 2 weeks ago. And they went all the way to 2.5 Ethereum. If you aren't in our Discord, please come into our Discord, completely free and open to anyone, no private channels, nothing like that. And if you want to know where to find that link, it is in the About section on our YouTube with all our links. But I called this at 0.25. Also, Gary Vee did a Spaces with them the other day. I knew there was Gary Vee involvement. Kevin Rose was a part of 8BitMe 10 years ago, or whenever, 12 years ago. Apparently is not a part of it, but they still have a good relationship with him. So don't think you're getting into a Kevin Rose project, but you are getting into an early Kevin Rose project. I mean, he was on the founding team in 2010 when this launched. So it's an OG collection. Again, in normal market conditions, I think it would settle about 1 Ethereum, sort of like those skulls, those OG skulls, crypto skulls, also pumped to 4 or 5 ETH and have settled around 1 in normal market conditions, and then might have pumps, as mainstream people. Remember, there's only 1.5 million registered wallets on OpenSea, right? Out of a population of whatever in the world. As more people come into NFTs, there are going to be those connoisseurs that find out about the OG projects and want to own a part of that history. I mean, that's what CryptoPunks is. Before Yuga Labs, that's all that CryptoPunks was. Very little utility or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, interesting, definitely interesting. Arcade Land, interesting as well. Hard for them that Bored Ape Yacht Club has come out with their own. Yeah, guys. I mean, I think we can wrap it up. Definitely interesting stuff going on in the market. I just want to reassure people this is maybe my 5th or 6th bear market. And that's what we're in, because there's only a few collections pumping, and the OpenSea volume makes it look like everything's pumping, and you're just sitting there looking at your bag of NFTs thinking, why are all my NFTs going down, right? And I'm in the same boat with, even my blue chips. Most of them are down, to be pretty honest, but much more so in my non-blue chips. I've got a lot of NFTs in non-blue chips that I believe in. So I think it's important to realize that this is part of the space. It works in cycles and dips, and it goes up and down. Try not to panic sell if you can. If you've got conviction in a project, stay in it. But at the same time, don't get into new projects that you don't have conviction on and being left holding the bag there. So be very selective. Obviously, only play with money that you can afford to lose, not money that you need to pay your rent or put food on your table, but really money that if it went to zero tomorrow, you'd be upset, but you wouldn't have to change your lifestyle. Don't gamble with money that you can't afford to lose, and don't think that this isn't gambling to an extent. It is. Maybe educated gambling, but it is. I mean, this could all completely go to zero tomorrow, right? I don't think it will at all. I mean, so much so that I've dedicated a lot of my life to this, but it could, and you've got to always remember that. So that would be my advice. If you haven't already, please like this video right now. Click that thumbs up if you like it. If you don't click that thumbs up, because that really helps me. Let me check quickly if the transaction has still frickin' says pending. Still says, just in case, still says frickin' pending. Next Freestyle Friday, at the same time, we are opening my RTKFT box. Okay, you got a date. I'll move it into my normal thing during the week, and I will not open it before. You have my word. So if you want to see what's in the box as much as I do, please keep saying alien at least once or twice a day, and let's see if it works. Okay, and we get an alien. Well, by we I mean me. If it works, you do know that anytime I open anything, it's going to be like on the show with 2 or 3 weeks of us saying alien, 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 or whatever. Because if I get an alien, there's more going on here, like the power of collective positive thinking, right? So we'll see. But 100% next week. You have my word. I'm really upset. My ledger's plugged in, ready to go. It's just not getting the message to approve it. So yeah, I look forward to doing that. So guys, thank you for joining me, your precious time, for spending it with me. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on Monday for our next normal show where we're going through the week's hyped projects. Thanks guys. Look after yourselves and each other. Ciao.